Leslye Headland has confirmed that the Acolyte is the gayest Star Wars ever and that she is into it. Not only that, she claims that C-3PO and R2-D2 are gay butt buddies. That's right, the droids in Star Wars are now gay, according to Leslye Headland. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com yesterday, and Leslye Headland's comments came in an interview with the Wrap that they released just before the first two episodes of the Acolyte debuted last night. Let's take a listen to what she had to say here.
I want to ask you both because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that?
Why are they breaking into this like hysterical laughter? He's asking like a legitimate question. He's being very serious, and she's just like cackling like a maniac. It's just bizarre.
Not the gayest Star Wars.
And then what is Amanda Stenberg doing with her hands there? What is she doing? It's weird too. Is that like a coping mechanism? Is she celebrating? What is she doing here?
It's pretty gay, let's be honest. Leslye, how do do you feel?
Am I gay? Yes.
Well, no, I know you are gay, but I'm asking, are you excited about putting this, this is going to be a talking point.
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure.
Look at that fake surprise. Is it going to be a talking point? Of course it's going to be a talking point. Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant. Like, you clearly know what you were doing. You clearly know this was going to be a talking point. You clearly know that your entire purpose with this show is to pulverize the corpse of Star Wars. That's exactly what you are trying to do. It's what you are doing.
Because nerds are gay.
Well, well, some nerds are very nice.
Oh, look, nerds are gay. Everything is gay. That's what all these people think. It's sick, man. These people, their whole lifestyle has just warped their minds. They can't think straight.
Not gay and are very threatened by gay
Well, that's
stuff.
true. But in my world, nerds are gay.
Okay. Was this the fun element of it?
No, I don't think so. And yet people have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I frankly...
You're offended?
Into it. No.
There you go. She is into it. She is into making Star Wars gay. That's what these people are doing now. That's exactly what Lucasfilm is doing. That is what the Walt Disney Company is doing. They say that they're not part of the culture war, yet this is their most recent Star Wars show. Bob Iger's like, we're not part of the culture war. We're not engaging in that. Oh, we just made the gayest Star Wars ever.
I think that Star Wars is so gay already.
Okay.
I mean, have you seen the fits? We'd be like, look how gay this is, and then send each other a reference photo.
And are you telling me with a straight face that C-3PO is straight?
They're a couple. That's what I think. But this is more outward.
I think it's canon that R2-D2 is a lesbian.
Oh,
Ooh.
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
These people are just absolutely degenerate. C-3PO and R2-D2 are gay now, and R2-D2 is a lesbian. I mean, wow. Just wow. And obviously, like, this is where the fake surprise is. Obviously, the mask comes off here, right? Because she knows she's doing this on purpose. She knows that people like me are going to make videos like this. But it's not going to stop me from saying that what she's doing is wrong, evil, and degenerate. So the joke is on her. She thinks that she's rustling our jimmies. And it's like, well, yes, my jimmies are rustled. And I find what you're doing absolutely repulsive and disgusting. And I actually kind of celebrate it too, because your evil is so patently obvious. People are going to abandon Star Wars even more en masse. And that makes me celebrate, because they won't be exposed to your evil degeneracy that you are trying to promote through this show. You have just confirmed that your show is just gay propaganda. That's all it is. And people will avoid it. And I'm happy that that will indeed occur. So the joke is on Leslye Headland, and she's trying to get the joke on me. And all she's doing is just driving people away from Star Wars, losing Lucasfilm even more money. As far as this idea that this show is going to be gay, we already knew this. She said this at Star Wars Celebration last year, When I saw Frozen as a grown woman, I cried through the entire movie. There was just something about the relationship between the sisters, the like de-villainization of the classic kind of fairy tale bad guy, you know, the concept of true love being between two sisters and not a heterosexual relationship. It just destroyed me completely. And I thought, gosh, I would love to make something like this, for lack of a better term, Disney, meaning something that like my parents would have allowed me to see when I was younger as a queer person, but I would have been able to understand as a queer person, and I think I would have had a completely different life. And so I was really inspired by it and was like, I would love to make a story like this. She literally wanted to make gay Frozen. And then she goes on to say she wanted to make gay Frozen in Star Wars because this is what she says. And so when I was developing the original idea to pitch to Kathleen Kennedy, I thought, well, you know, it can't just be that. When you're pitching Star Wars, you have to pull from what George Lucas was also interested in. It can't just be like, well, I'm referencing, especially if you're going to set something during the High Republic, and of High Republic in the prequels, you don't have the Skywalker saga. You can't reference a character that was created by George and/or Filoni. You have to create your own new character. So again, gay Frozen in Star Wars. That's literally what she pitched to Kathleen Kennedy, confirmed it at Star Wars Celebration last year. So none of this is a surprise. We knew this was coming. We also know that it is part of her lesbian fan fiction. She talked about this to IMDb. She says, I did do a couple of like RPG campaigns during COVID with my friends on Zoom, and there are a couple of characters from those campaigns that may or may not be in the show. So there's a little bit of that. The fan fiction that I wrote was many, many years ago, pre-internet. So it's not quite what the kids are doing now, but I will say I was always interested in female protagonists that were leaning toward the dark side of the Force and being interested in that. I think because when I was little and I heard Ben Kenobi say Vader was seduced by the dark side, there was just something about that like made my adolescent brain freak out. Like, why did he use the word seduce? Like, why did that happen? So I think possibly some of that ended up in the show as well. So we knew all of this was happening. We knew it was coming. She's already kind of said it, but now she's outright saying it. And then she's trying to demoralize people who are still fans of Star Wars by claiming that R2-D2 and C3PO are gay and lesbians. They're not. They're droids. They're not engaged in any kind of sexual activities. They are literally robots. Absolutely sick and disgusting here, what Leslye Headland is doing. But I'm glad that she's being patently obvious about what she is doing so people can avoid this show and not watch it. But let me know what you guys make of what Leslye Headland had to say here. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, but to always speak the truth.